Mama, why why is life like this? Like I'm looking up the news right now of this person reacting about Israel because Joshua's part Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Why is this country wanting to attack Iran and then Palestine for no apparent reason? I don't get it. That's because what? They're a different religion? Like what's the
Sure, that's something to do with yeah.
wait, what religion was Sophia? Do you remember?
What?
What religion was Sophia? Since Joshua's part Jewish. Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to get the. I wanted to wait until I live stream a bit later, but since my mother was in here, she put on my clothes. I just had to get this on camera, dumbbell, and I was really depressed that I woke up really late. And yeah, it was basically I need to stop watching that stuff. And yeah, my mother tells me that she watches the news, but maybe this is the type of news that she doesn't want to worry about. And I'm tired of it. I am. Because I keep seeing this, the LA protests, and then and I love Israel. At least I did, because I remembered I used to do soap opera reactions, and I met people in Israel. At least I remembered. I know I did, or at least I had a little bit of viewer base. Ah, I need to stop watching this stuff. It's getting me irritated. I know I had people in Israel that liked my they like soap operas. They do. It was a long time ago. I remembered I had a lot of them. Of course, they probably don't remember who I am anymore, but you know. And I feel awful to hear that you've been depressed, Dumbo. Honestly, I feel really awful that you've been feeling that way. Ugh. Also, I think you're probably the only one that's here right now. Hmm. See, I would have still be asleep, but I just noticed that I had to be awake. So I could talk. I could talk to you. Dumbo, I really feel awful that you'd said that. It's my pleasure. I'm looking up now. So a lot of illegal Mexicans, were arrested. Well, you know what? They should be. You got to be in this country equally as we are. This is not racism either. Sorry, I'm looking at this guy named Cash Jordan, I believe. Oh my gosh, there's so much to love with the countries and all. This is too much. Oh, oh. Anyway, oh Dumbo, how? I mean, I don't know what her account is. I don't know. I'm glad you found her channel. That's good. I mean, she has a avatar on it. I know. You probably couldn't listen to it because it's 9 minutes long and it's only been 5 minutes though. Wait, Dumbo, what does that say? I'm so sorry. I can't click on it. Well, I don't want to exit out by accident. Oh, that's good. All right, I've seen enough of this stuff. I'm done. You know, I have my other issues right now. God, this is what I hate about geography or loving geography because it means I care about other countries, but this is too fucking much. All right. This channel's taking body cam footage. Oh. The actual. Oh, okay. I thought it's Lindsay. Oh, oh. Well, that means a lot, Dumbbell. It'd be nice if others were here too, well, but or not. Well, no, Sean. I want him gone completely. He doesn't really care much. I know Darren couldn't be here though, so that's two less. Oh, oh gosh. But yeah, I do have the audio. I just don't know if anyone would care enough to view the video. If they do, I can reveal it later. Oh. I just care about my channel. That's all I care about right now. I probably will send another appeal well after you go to bed. You know, it's probably not gonna do anything. No, that means a lot, Dumbo. That does mean a lot. No, you know what? You can tell me now. I want to do this. Let's see. Oh, I'm not. I'm just looking at this other video on here, or just reading comments. Oh, it was by a user named August the Duck. This channel is faking body cam footage. That's interesting. Also, I was looking up a video about what happened in LA, though. It's good for the officers to arrest those immigrants, but the thing, I think those are ICE officers, but I think they're actual police officers. They didn't arrest them, but They gave a black woman that was saving a white woman that got shot in the leg by the officers just because she wants to walk to her apartment. They were so aggressive as though they say they're on a power trip. And the black woman is totally innocent. Yeah, it is a mess. I just also got a little piece of stuck in my hair there. Yeah, I felt awful watching that, and not just shooting, but I know by experience how officers can be really uh rude. Oh God, that too. Oh, I need to stop watching those. I didn't know India had a plane crash. Oh, another one, huh? Oh, boring.
And what is it that you're doing? What's your job? Of course I don't work around here. I work here. I'm a postal carrier. Brown on the ground. I'm not buying it. I could have this overcome. Recently, I fall for the bait so hard that I believe that the kids would say it caused me to lose weight. It was a humbling, defining moment, and it's made such a profound effect on me that I decided to make a video on it just so you don't make the same mistake. I know. You don't have to call me a hero. Boys and girls, I've seen a lot of shit in my day. Okay. I've seen rape that would send anybody born before the year 1990 into a fucking tomb.
Are you serious?
We are looking at something that I never even in a million years imagined could be a possibility. Generational rage bait is being made right underneath our noses, and nobody.
Are you kidding me, Dumbo? How many people were in that plane? The reason why there's been so many is because we're documenting it. I mean, okay, there's always been a lot of plane crashes. I just noticed that it's just because with the technology we have now, it's easier to identify these planes. So I know it just may seem that traveling is more terrifying. It happens. I'm thinking this even happened before. Well, uh, maybe. I don't know.
About a week ago, I came across a channel called Body Cam
I think I may have heard about it. I'm not sure though.
Saw a video titled Top Pulls Over Black Judge and Lives for the Credits. I saw this video originally on TikTok. I know, fucking brain.
Oh, that's terrible.
First minute or two,
That's terrible.
I fell for it. I thought these were real body cam footage videos. But after a few minutes, things got a little too wacky, so I dug a little deeper, and it turns out that this channel is faking a bunch of body cam situations in order to go viral. Since I saw that original video with the judge, I have seen 4 other videos that this channel has made on other social media platforms, pulling in millions of views with everybody in the comment section thinking that they are real. And I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, same here, Dumbo. Yeah, I've noticed that that same person's botting. I don't know why I tried it. Boy, they just don't they just won't quit. Because there's no way there's that many people voting when there's only 2 here. All right, I'm gonna end that poll. This isn't helping. I can't imagine how the survivor felt. Also, I think Gosha may be blocked as well. I don't think he's supportive. I know that he said hello and he deleted his message. I don't know why. I don't think he's that supportive, so I want him gone. I think it's for the best. Yeah, I noticed. It's so funny because I literally have proof that I was being laughed at. You know what? Let me see. How does only one person survive? How? Oh my, he's gonna live with that for the rest of his life. I can't imagine that. Oh my gosh, 241 died? Oh, oh, that's tragic. How? I can't imagine how Brian will react if she hears this.
I can't explain. Anything happened, I can't. I just, no, no. Emergency door is broken. My seat is broken. When I see the face little bit, then I will try to come out. Yeah, that's right. Did the aircraft catch fire before you? Yes, little bit fire. After that, I'm out. Then blast. Did anybody help you, or you after that you came out? How did you jump from there? I'm not jumping. I just walk out. And everyone's coming up. You did walk out on the building? No, no, in floor. Yes. Inside the airplane. Yeah. And you managed to get into the ambulance? Like, what did Prime Minister tell you? What was the conversation? He asked me anything okay. That's it. Yes. Where your family? Where's your family again? Yes. Me and my brother stay in India last eight, maybe 8 9 months. And yesterday I went going to back to London to help and everything. How do you feel that you've survived this kind of? I can't explain.
Of course he can't explain. Everyone died in that plane. What did he say that he's with his brothers as well? You know, I just think this should give him a little privacy. Maybe they could have done it after he left to recover. My gosh. Hmm. I know. Oh, that's terrible, Dumbo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm shocked he survived as well. That's terrible. Guess 11 is his lucky number. Hmm. You think so? Also, I heard this one thing, but not sure if it's true that some states are planning to get rid of emergency weather services. What does that mean, emergency weather services? I'm not sure what that is. It makes me think, why the fuck they get rid of that? What is that, Dumbo? I'm so sorry. I don't know what that is. Why though? That's important. That doesn't make any sense. Like, how would you know if there's like a tornado nearby? Wait, I think that person left. Let me try again. It's a waste of money. They're not gonna be. They should be surprised if many homes would with people in it die by those storms. Oh, Dama, you don't have to. Yeah, you already did. It's so funny that you don't. You're the only one that's here right now. Huh? How the hell can anyone call him luckiest person on earth? Lucky to be on that plane that blew up in flames. Lucky to lose his precious brother. Chiricochus Budo Tutorius for my death. Yeah, this person has a point. Lucky to suffer from severe burn injuries. He was just luckier than those who perished in the most barbaric way possible, but unluckier than 90% of the route. Yeah, I agree. Hmm. If a tornado's around, how are people gonna in the area gonna know? Yeah, but you have a good point. Why? PBS Kids. Well, that's just silly. I don't know why they would do that. Liver on genders. Well, that's just dumb. That's really dumb. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. Dumbo, that's a good question. I have no idea. I have no idea at all. They banned PBS but keep guns. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like this stuff, this new stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's best not to know a lot, or at least not this way. Yeah, exactly. Have you had root beer ice cream, Dumbo? I never have, to be honest with you. Yeah, I never had it either. Hmm. Yeah, it tastes good. And what question is it? Dumbo, I have recently. I tried to, but with all the stress, it's difficult. Yeah, the rain sounds. I mean, it helped a little. Oh, Dumbo, I really felt to hear that you only had 2 hours to sleep. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Actually, Dumbo, I don't know what those are. Pink, white. Okay, white noise I do, but I don't know what pink and orange noise is. Hmm. Oh. Oh, thank you, Dumbo. Thanks a lot for you to say that. Yeah, I'm flattered. Is this the blanket? No, that's the Deku shirt in the background. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like I can't for some odd reason. You know, I do wonder, does that Daramex guy care? I feel that he only care about his game now. Even though he said that I'm sorry, I wish I was here. I just hope that, man, maybe because I don't know. Alright, so let's tell me. Alright, please tell me. I need to know who it is because honestly, I was planning on my suicide that night, and they're lucky that I haven't took my own life. I'm not kidding. I did. Let's just see. I did wanted to stab myself in the chest. I do. Who is it? Because apparently people are laughing about this and think this is funny. Just because I don't have a ton of subscribers or not godlike. Whatever the heck that means. Who is it? Sorry if I sound harsh, because honestly, this is not funny. And apparently this person is still here, tapping those laughing emojis. You know, I hope I could get her arrested. I hope I do. I hope I could get her arrested. Because you know what? If you basically are laughing at someone's suicide and you're basically are encouraging cyberbullying, that's illegal. I mean, it should be. Good to know. Because you know what? That's veto evidence. That's proof. Whomever basically sent that to me. And this is why I don't respect VTubers. I don't care if there's whatever that iron lung. Well, okay, she's fine, or whatever else. She's giving a great reason why I think they're psychopaths because they have an anime character. I don't care if their parents died of cancer. My grandfather, no wait, well, one of my family members died of cancer. So honestly, I don't want to think about it. Well, that explains it. And people wonder why I have deep trust issues. They say you might be miserable. Well, that's the issue. I don't want to go the way of Amanda Todd. So not only Lindsay Ho basically harassed me, but her too. That's just great. That's just great. Oh, Dumbo, you don't want to know. You don't want to know about Amanda Todd. You don't. You'll be really upset if you hear about what happened to her. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's nothing graphic. It's just really heartbreaking. So, thank you for telling me about this. Thank you. Just because what? About the religious stuff? Do I care about that? No. I remember she was on one of my live streams, and when I was depressed, she just immediately just went off topic. She didn't care at all. She didn't care at all. She basically brought up about her religion, or I'm not sure if she was encouraging me to do it or pressuring me. You know what? She's making Texans look awful. I cannot take it. I'll make sure to screenshot all of this. Well, I can't right now because if I do, the live stream will freeze because my MacBook is so obsolete. I still have that clip with her laughing. Do you know how many subscribers she has exactly? Dumbo, thank you. That means a lot. Even though I know you can't send it to me and whatnot. And yet people say wonder why. Oh, Dan, sure about popularity. No, it's like it's basically you're telling me that Dan, you don't deserve support. It's so funny. The viewers that I had that tell me that they're not even active my channel. And people wonder why. Do I like lashing out at people? No, absolutely not. Sometimes I can't even. I'm not sure if I do trust. Oh my! I don't want to say. Oh, I don't trust Daramax or those 4 boys because if they cared enough, they'd be more active. Yet again, well, Brownie, she's not even here, but she didn't do anything wrong. This is why, because if they're gone, I would at least have other supporters. Are you kidding me? She calls me a freeloader, huh? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna screenshot that. It's basically, Dumbo, is when you live with someone for free. Think about similar to a homeless person. She doesn't get what we have went through because of a homeless family that I basically had to clean up. Okay, if that was the case, then I was taken advantage of by a homeless family. They were ungrateful because, oh, the place is too small. And she wants to call me a freeloader when I had to clean up after them? Alright, well, that's still a decent amount. It may not seem a lot, but that does play an effect. Alright, I'm gonna keep her in mind. I'm gonna keep her in mind. She doesn't understand because of them. My mother's been working really hard. I've been even more suicidal. No, I don't care about the church right now. I'm just glad I got her name out. All I know is that she lives in Texas. You know, sometimes I do wonder. I guess I get tired of seeing people having great experiences in life because it just seems such a fantasy because off camera it just seems off. Maybe that's why I enjoy hearing about wars going on in Iran or it's all about war. I just don't like happiness. Maybe that's why gays should get hanged then. Not literally. Because that's all life is. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. If you graduated, well, good for you then. Other people aren't able to. I'm not to be salty. Solus, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And people wonder why. It's so funny. I was gaslighted, wasn't I? And Slade himself said that he even told me that he wants to treat me as a god. No, I think that's just weird. That's one thing. So I'll keep that in mind. I was right. I'm so glad I yelled at Slade. I'm so glad I did. I got his phone number, by the way. I don't want people to give him death threats. No, I don't encourage that. I still have his phone number. Honestly, I know if I could go that low and leak it, but I don't want to do that. That's not the type of person I am. I just have his. I know I have his phone number. I need to screenshot what he looks like. Do I? I remembered he is a tall, slim white boy that looks young. Even though he's what 19 or whatever, he looks like he's a 13-year-old for crying out loud. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right, Dumbo. He was basically not taking about your mother at the hospital crucially. Yep. I don't care about arts and crafts. I just know that I have a nasty whatever with him, so I'm glad I blocked him. I don't know what Sibal means. See, you wonder why I block people so easily. And people tell me, Dan, you wonder why no one likes you. Well, yeah, because you're encouraging people to do that and taking advantage of me. Yes, Stolas, yes. And this is not as gross, but he does have a bark fetish. I thought you can know that. Are you kidding me? Oh my. And by the way, all I've ate today was fried chicken nuggets, a slice of cornbread, and a Chips Ahoy with peanut butter, a tablespoon of peanut butter. That's it. That's all I can eat right now because this of this. Not to mention, so if you want to know something, I mean, I just ran along with it because I feel I have to. He basically likes to compliment my burps, which is whatever. But yeah, he does talk about his fetishes a little bit. You see why I like to keep this separate? Just because I talk about my fetishes doesn't mean I want to talk that way towards my viewers. No. Why the hell would I do that? I don't know how these other YouTubers are all okay with that, but for me, I would get called out. This, oh. You see why having a lot of subscribers matter? It's people. It's funny. It's the same way people say looks don't matter, and they do. You'd be surprised. It's the same way. You wonder why there's not anyone on here because of them. Yeah. It's because they know that with me having a lack of viewership, they know that I can't do anything about it. It's the same way if you basically wanted to break a homeless man's legs, you can get away with it because, well, who's gonna care if he's dead? It's the same way that, you know what? I would love to know who all, well, of course, we don't have that technology yet. We would at least grieve for all those passengers that died and all their names. But nope, they're just a number. Well, thank you for telling me that, Solus. That's whack. Well, yeah, I was reading about a VTuber that was a transphobe and how they like lolly. I heard about it on Reddit. I don't know who it is though. It kind of reminds me of this other, well, they're not a VTuber named Bella something, and they even want to dox a 10-year-old. You should go to jail for that. What? What? And yes, she calls herself an American. Are you serious? Says the one that basically encouraged people that aren't to zoophiles or whatever. She doesn't know what I've been through. Okay, if that was the case, why would I feel so weird of a girl that was 16 that would tell me to dance on camera? Or a guy lying about his age, or but yeah, as being told that would act sexual towards me. Says the one that basically laugh about her people and about 9/11. So you tell me that shirt I made, it's funny? So what? It's okay that people got killed. Is this all they do? Yes, I did. You know, here's the thing, okay? They're not real. And yeah, it was weird, and I feel awful for that. Honestly, it's to cut my trauma. Doesn't mean that compared to Ian. Here's the thing, Lolly is little, right? Yeah, I may have a crush on what? Deku at first? I don't know. Again, okay? That's when I was in my early 20s. This is when I was going to, especially when my dog died. They're not real characters. If that's the case, look up the anime community. There are people that literally have character of underage. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, it doesn't mean it's real. Those people know. I mean, it's so funny because she has a cartoon avatar person. Plus, you know what? It's I guess you could say it's age regression, right? To escape doesn't mean that I would draw them nude. Basically, let's just say Ian, for example, right? Even though it's supposed to be an adult's body, did I enjoy seeing Lynn Loud naked? No. Yeah, I want to say I thought Deku was cute, literally. I don't see him. I see him as like a man's body, for crying out loud, because of his abs and whatnot. I don't pay attention to age. For the anime characters. I've been through a lot as it is, honestly. Not to mention of how many men kept rejecting me, right? It's to make me feel safe, honestly. I still remember when I went to this mall of how I basically carry my Deku plush with me, right? I feel that I was barely out of high school, like in my high school phase, because that's before a lot of awful things happened to me. And then a woman working there, she says, "Oh, you know what? It's okay because I seen her do wrong of it. She's a grown woman." Honestly. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I was assaulted. Wait, what? I don't know. I'm thinking about Casey at this point. She just, I don't know where that comes from. Yes, I have a Quora page. I do. I haven't used it ever since. I thought she'd talk about Casey. I mean, she never met her. Oh, by the way, basically Casey's ex. This is why always feel I need to have a camera around me. I'm talking of it. It's basically similar to Reddit, Dumbbell, but a little different. You can share. Well, it's hard to explain it, right? It's like if it's basically if you want to be an author, but not quite. And I met some great people on there. Basically, Casey's whatever he is. He did rip out his penis in front of me. He got erected. I don't know why. He calls himself straight. You see why I want to expose that Thai person. I still forgive him, though, for wanting to sexually harass me. Sometimes, you know what? You can only take off so much you can't handle anymore. So I can be a nun. This is why I don't like religion sometimes. Because, oh, I had to be all pleasant all my lifetime. That's not being human. That's being a puppet. Hell, even the most polite people can be the most evil. You know what? Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up then. Also, there was a British guy, Solis, I'm sorry, you gotta hear this. He basically said, I'm a weirdo for having a crush on Max. I'm talking about him in his college years. When he was in college, yeah, I think he's hot. Literally. He was my Disney crush growing up. I think he's hot. If I could marry him all life, I would. Honestly. And you know what? That's creepy then? There are literally people that would sip over someone that is having a pacifier. Tell me which one is creepy then. Oh God, don't remind me, Stolas. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Oh, what do you want? Don't block him. Don't block him. What the hell do you want? I don't. No, I didn't forget you. No. What the hell? Why are you here? Yeah, Stolas. I get it. It's all right. It's okay. That's okay. You can criticize me for that. Yeah, I get it. It is odd. That's fine. At least I'm not joking around with this. You see what this plane represents? He was just a person that is just he's a freak. Dumbo, don't block him because I want proof. I want people to know that he he basically message on here. Do you know what this plane is doing? What do you want? Why the fuck are you here? I didn't forget what you did. You can just say hi. What do you want? And thank you, Stolas. You at least I'm on, all right? Sorry because I'm not a hot model. This is why I always feel that Dion, hot people are humans. No, they're not. They probably have fucking brown flesh in their fucking bodies. The mothers probably are fucking alien. This is why I always, you know what? I always sometimes feel that I get. You want to know something? Sometimes I smile when I hear people that are evil that die. I don't care if their mother basically are grieving. Maybe their mother should have basically worn a damn condom. Honestly. So I'm hearing about this story about this puppet TikToker that basically pointed a gun and assaulting a man because he would tell officers, "Oh, you don't know who I am. Do we care?" Because he has 1.5 million followers on TikTok. I swear, his mother shall well, at least his mother knows that his son is an evil man. And apparently he's gay. Okay, he's bi because there's no way a straight guy would. Well, it's possible, but if that's the case, he's bi then. No, why are you here though? Don't just tell me I'm here to hang out. I know you want to get info from me. You're the Nigerian person that kept harassing me, right? Why are you here? The reason why I'm not blocking you because I will plan on screenshotting all of this. And even if you delete it, I can still read it afterwards. Why are you here? Don't tell me what. If you're not gonna explain, I'm just gonna just erase you. Still, it's a long story. Okay, it is. You weren't here at the time. It's a long story. Ask my question. Why are you here in the first place? Don't be sorry. No, you acted weird in my live streams when I was in my previous apartment. Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Don't block him though. This still I'm putting a screenshot of all of this. You see why I only remember names of people that have traumatized me? It's no, you did not. You're not here to chill, honestly. Why the you know what? I'm finished. Have a good night. I'm done talking to you. So the thing is, this t-shirt, okay, for her to see this, you see this plane is supposed to represent people that would have survived and the towers not being annihilated. Basically, the plane is going past to the towers or over it, right? That way, these towers are still up. That's what it means. I wear this every 9/11. At least I try to, and I would bring my American flag in my backpack to show for anyone. I heard some people in my state that were boarding or died. Quite a handful actually. And yet she told me that she didn't like this shirt. So she's told me that's okay to be a terrorist. Is that one thing? And yet she's saying about being a predator or what? Underage care? Okay. So she doesn't know my I guessing, all right, she's so worried about animated characters. I guess it's okay that what Israel is bombing Iran and killing a lot of children in Palestine. So she's a terrorist. Yeah, I'm gonna falsely accuse that because you know what? She's giving me that energy. Adama, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. And Dumbo, don't respond. Just let him be. Let him talk to the void. I am going to plan on screen sharing this, hopefully. Don't respond. Don't respond. I'm not safe with this person here. Don't block him, though. I want people to know. Because the thing is, if we block someone, well, depending on who it is, in the live stream, if anyone ever sees this, they're not able to see their messages. See, that's what he said is gaslighting. I'm not falling for it. This person's practically a spy, honestly. He's with Enla. I'm not falling for it. Besides, I blocked him a couple times or in the past, so I'm not falling for it. And I don't know where Stolas is. Right.
I don't usually do too much for my birthday.
All right, it just says 2 viewers here. You know what? I don't want to go to the route of what happened to Erica. I don't want to go to that route. I don't. I don't.
was good. The guy took me to a giant meat house. Didn't think I'm gonna.
Wait, Dumbo, don't respond, okay? Don't. Getting a solid treatment is worse than responding. I just want to say for that woman to think she doesn't know what predator means, right? I mean, if that's the case, she should look up. I forgot the guy's name that was sipping over. I don't know. Okay, well, okay, it was an anime character. It was weird, but I don't know. It's hard to explain it. I'm trying to. I don't know. I can't think anymore. I can't. Actually, there was a man in Japan that dated that anime character, and she was 16, right? I don't see her that way. It's an anime character, all right? It don't look like a child. What's the damn issue? Like, let him be. If it's to cope with his basically mental health, let him be. He's not hurting anyone. It's amazing people do this because they feel godlike. It's so funny. It really is. And this is why I don't like VTubers. I don't care if your mother died. Well, too bad. Other mothers dying too, honestly. They'll put up that, oh, my mother died, pass on me. To basically believe that, oh yes, you know what? My mother died. I want to do this to you. No. What's this? You know, I kind of just play this in the background. I think this video would help. Especially with my neurological disorder. Let me just share it.
Some of these categories may be slightly dated, as our understanding of autism spectrum disorder has grown, or may now be
I thought Dumbo would love to hear
more
this.
autism adjacent. But we still believe there's something to be learned from them, both historically and for people to better understand themselves. Autistic disorder, classic autism.
I love the music.
So let's say you're at a bustling party. The music is thumping, people are mingling, and someone is doing the worm dance in one corner. But while everyone else is mingling, you see this guy at the end of the room who's busy lining up the plastic cups by color, memorizing the patterns in the wallpaper, and reciting the entire dialogue of Finding Nemo accurately, like scary accurately. Well, what you just witnessed is classic autism in action. And guess what? That's not being weird. That's just a different way of showing up in the world. Classic autism, also called Kanner's autism, which was named after Dr. Leo Kanner, who first described it in 1943, is like the vintage vinyl of the autism spectrum, aka where it all started. Think of it as the OG blueprint for autism diagnoses before terms like autism spectrum disorder became the umbrella phrase we use today. One of the key characteristics of classic autism is a different style of communication. People with classic autism may be nonverbal, have delayed speech, or use alternative ways to express themselves, like gestures, sign language, picture boards, or scripting, aka repeating lines from movies or shows, sometimes with Oscar worthy deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
Some individuals also experience echolalia, where they repeat words or phrases they've heard. Think of it as being your own personal hype man. If you hear someone repeating what you just said, don't assume they're mocking you. They might be using repetition to understand and process language. Another major characteristic that's often seen in children with classic autism is how differently they interact socially. While maintaining eye contact and small talk can come easy for you, a person with classic autism would find this very difficult. In fact, asking them to make eye contact can feel as bad as asking them to literally stare into a solar eclipse. Then there's the almost ritualistic routine process they have. For a person with classic autism, routine is sacred. If lunch is always exactly at noon with the same brand of apple juice, then having lunch at 12:05 or even changing that apple juice is basically a betrayal of the highest order. You wouldn't swap someone's morning coffee with decaf and expect peace, right? Same vibe.
Classic autism is typically diagnosed in early childhood, often before age 3, and just so you know, autism is lifelong. Asperger's syndrome. Imagine someone walks into a party. Everyone's chatting about weather and
I always thought Asperger's means autism. I know they're both different.
who ghosted who on Hinge. Then this person heads straight to the corner and starts talking passionately about how black holes bend time with very detailed information and explanations. If someone says, you should smile more, they probably reply with, why, this isn't a toothpaste commercial. This is basically Asperger's syndrome, a type of autism characterized by strong language development and average to above average intelligence. We're talking smarts, like casually knows 5 dead languages and how jet engines work smart. But when it comes to social situations, that's where things can get spicy. See, most people have invisible social software running in the background. It reads body language, tone, facial expressions, and tells you stuff like when to change the subject if people seem bored, or maybe don't bring up dinosaurs during the funeral. But for people with Asperger's, that social software isn't installed by default. Instead, they learn it manually, like installing Windows 98 from a CD-ROM. They may use scripts like, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thanks. Or rules like, if someone looks at their talking, might be bored, to navigate conversations. And no, it's not that they don't care. Quite the opposite. They often care deeply, but need help decoding the very weird, very messy, very inconsistent way humans communicate. I mean, who decided that I'm fine sometimes means I'm mad at you? Now, one thing you should also know is that people with Asperger's don't do casual. If they love trains, they don't just ride them, they know the history, mechanics, schedule, and probably have a spreadsheet called Express Your Feelings. Whether it's dinosaurs, astronomy, Minecraft, World War II, coding, silent films, or penguins, they go deep. Not fun facts deep, but PhD in passion deep. They're basically walking encyclopedias with Wi-Fi powered by curiosity. Also, if you're enjoying our video so far, please subscribe.
So maybe this has almost 1 million. I want to read something. I have Asperger's, and this explanation was great. I love tornadoes. A lot of people have asked me why I didn't become a meteorologist. I hate school. The understanding of social situations has plagued me my whole life. I do have things to look for. You like this? Yeah, it's that same guy. The thing is, by the way, Stolas, if you go like the live stream, that would mean a lot because I noticed that you haven't since Dumbo's the only one that's doing this. You have ticks, Dumbo? See, I know Endless Group is listening. I know they are. Yeah, here, let me just say this in an Asperger's perspective. So basically, there's a difference between, okay, here it is. Is it a crime to basically find characters who are underage attractive? No. They're not real. Right? Not to mention some of these characters look like they're developed. So don't tell me, oh, Predator, no. All right, so that's the one that basically is probably a terrorist and basically that may be allowing zoophiles on their basically channel and basically having someone to tell me to go kill myself and laughing all over that. Not to mention you basically allow a female person that basically have their crush fetishizing me and I can't do anything about it because basically we get invaded. I don't understand that. Honestly, I know you're laughing about this saying, yeah, no. You're basically telling me that you like zoophiles. A zoophile is basically someone that wants to have sex with an animal. So basically, are you telling me that is it okay to basically believe that if someone's a furry, they basically are a predator? No. Okay, it's cosplay. Yes, you may think that's weird. I think that's adorable. You want to know something? Growing up, I basically thought animals were hot. Cartoon animals. Quote. Okay? If that's the case, I would do something with my pups, right? Tell me that. Tell me that. That you basically, it's so funny that they're leaving. Honestly, you know that you're breaking the law and that you basically you should be in prison for basically harassing me so much. Okay, honestly, yeah, my brain is way different than yours. And by the way, you're a Texan, right? I'm sure that your laws are really more strict there. Yes, now I see they're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving. I still got that audio, by the way. I do. Okay, so please enjoy yourself because at least I know that your viewers are just basically predatory, if not even worse than themselves. I don't want that. I don't want that being reflected on my channel. You can keep that to yourself. You can be in your predator pit. Honestly. And here's me explaining about why I had crushes on cartoon characters that are animals. I had a crush on Dog from Cat Dog. I even had a crush on Chip, if that counts, from Sonic Unleashed. Um, Here, I need to go in detail, do I? I even would go on my computer, look up some YouTube clips of them eating dumplings, and I would masturbate to basically him making an angry face because I thought that was hot. I'm not kidding. I literally masturbated to Chip. Look him up. Chip from Sonic Unleashed. I think he's attractive. And again, Maximilian, right? I think he's hot as well. I'm not guilty of this because you know what? Oh, it's so funny that they're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving. It's so funny how they're leaving when I'm basically telling them the truth. Yeah, it's so funny. They're basically acting similar to Casey. They are. They know because since they're popular, whatnot, they could get away with wanting to take someone's life. It's really ironic. So I know I can stay quiet, but this means I'm nothing to hide. That's why I'm speaking up. I know I don't have to, but it hurts me. Let me continue.
Pervasive developmental disorder, PDD and OS. So you're invited to this birthday bash for people on the spectrum, and everyone is expected to wear a particular color. Say red for autism, blue for Asperger's, green for Rett syndrome. You get the idea. But then this beautiful lady walks in wearing a whole rainbow outfit, and even though the bouncer is a little confused and not exactly sure which group she fits into, he's still definitely sure she belongs at this party. That, in a nutshell, was PDD-NOS. PDD-NOS, short for Pervasive Developmental Disorder, not otherwise specified, was like the wild card drawer for autism diagnosis. Let's say it talks early but doesn't quite get social rules. They're hugging.
Had.
Find the answer.
Hiding under tables the next. Or maybe they're organizing their toys like a junior librarian, but then totally fine going off schedule at school. This shows signs of classic autism, but doesn't exactly check all the boxes of it. And that's where PDD-NOS came in. It was the you're on the spectrum, but not quite in the center of it label. Basically, the psych version of it's complicated. People with PDD-NOS were often walking contradictions, but in the coolest way possible. They could be great with language, but wouldn't quite read the room. Some also struggled with eye contact, had unusual speech patterns like sounding super formal, robotic, or repeating things. But what really set PDD-NOS apart was that it didn't come with a copy-paste symptom list. It was custom coded so each person had their own remix of traits, and honestly, that made them fascinating. However, in 2013, the big boss of diagnoses, aka the DSM-5, rolled all the PDDs into one big tent called the Autism Spectrum Disorder. But even though it's not an official diagnosis anymore, understanding it still matters because it proves that not all developmental differences are black and white. Childhood disintegrative disorder.
So I guess I had PDD, right? It's kind of weird. That sounds like Asperger's, though. I probably have all of them on here.
So let's say you have a little kid, right?
Oh, except for this.
Kid is growing up pretty normally, walking, talking, being adorable, crushing it at peekaboo, living their best toddler life. They hit all the milestones. Mom's posting them on Instagram like, my baby is a genius. Life's good. Then, all of a sudden, something changes. Not a little change, like he doesn't like peas anymore. We're we're talking about a devastating, heartbreaking loss of skills. The kid who was telling you bedtime stories yesterday can't even form a sentence today. The one who was potty trained at 3 is suddenly having accidents like he's never even heard of a toilet. The bright social personality fades into withdrawal. This devastating and almost surreal change is the hallmark of childhood disintegrative disorder, CDD, a rare and deeply heartbreaking developmental disorder that most people have never even heard of. Basically, childhood disintegrative disorder, sometimes called Heller's syndrome, is one of the rarest developmental disorders known. It affects roughly 1 in 100,000 children, although even that estimate might be generous. It's that uncommon. Here's the key thing: children with CDD develop normally for at least 2 years. They hit all the early childhood milestones: walking, talking, playing, socializing. They look like any other typical child. Everything seems fine. Then, between the ages of about 2 and 10, usually around age 3 or 4, their development suddenly reverses. They start to lose skills they had already mastered. This isn't just a temporary setback or a quirky phase. It's a profound and often permanent regression in multiple areas of functioning, such as language skills, both speaking and understanding, social engagement, motor skills, and basic movements like running, drawing, feeding themselves. Imagine a child's brain hitting a sudden, terrifying undo button. That's what CDD looks like. The most frustrating part is that no one knows exactly why it happens. Scientists have been scratching their heads over CDD for decades. Some believe it could be related to brain abnormalities, genetic mutations, or issues with the body's electrical signal. Others think environmental factors might play a role. One thing we do know, it's neurological, meaning it starts in the brain. But even with brain scans, blood tests, and other medical magic tricks, a single clear cause remains elusive. And it's now technically considered a very rare and severe form of autism. But many old school clinicians, and honestly anyone who's seen CDD up close, argue that it's different enough to deserve its own category. Watching a child with CDD lose their abilities is often described by parents as feeling like their child has disappeared. It make progress with intensive therapy. They might regain some communication skills or learn coping strategies, but most will require lifelong support and care. Full recovery, sadly, is very rare to impossible. Rett syndrome. So imagine a baby girl, bright eyed, babbling, learning to clap her hands and take her first steps. Everything seems perfectly normal, even magical. But then, slowly and without warning, she begins to lose the skills she had just begun to master. It's confusing, heartbreaking, and deeply mysterious. This is the quiet and devastating arrival of Rett syndrome. At its core, Rett syndrome is a rare neurological disorder that primarily affects girls. It's as if the brain's natural wiring process gets hijacked after it's already begun, leading to serious problems with movement, communication, and overall development. What's especially cruel is that children with Rett syndrome usually develop normally at first, only to experience a sudden and devastating regression between 6 and 18 months of age. But why does this happen? To understand Rett syndrome, we have to zoom in, way down to the microscopic world of genes. The villain of this story is a mutation in a gene called MECP2, which lives on the X chromosome. This gene acts a bit like the boss of the brain's communication system, regulating how other genes behave. When MECP2 gets messed up, the brain's development, which is supposed to be a symphony of precise signals, turns into a chaotic jumble. Since girls have two X chromosomes, one as a backup, they are more likely to survive this mutation. Boys who only have one X chromosome are usually hit much harder by MECP2 mutations and often don't survive infancy. In this strange twist of biology, Rett syndrome becomes a condition that nearly always affects girls. After what seems like normal early development, children suddenly lose skills they had previously mastered, like speaking, walking, or using their hands. Hand movements become especially noticeable. Many girls develop repetitive, almost compulsive motions like ringing, clapping, or tapping their hands. Breathing problems, seizures, scoliosis, and difficulties with eating and swallowing often follow. One of the most important things to understand, though, is that the mind is still very much alive inside. Many girls with Rett syndrome understand far more than they can express. They're trapped inside bodies that won't obey them, trying to find ways to connect with the world. Rett syndrome is extremely rare, affecting about 1 in every 10,000 to 15,000 live female births. To put that in perspective, you have a better chance of winning a weird small town raffle and getting struck by lightning on the same day than meeting someone with Rett casually. For now, treatment focuses on managing symptoms, physical therapy to improve movement, speech therapy to find alternative ways to control seizures, and special education plans tailored to each child's needs. Every ounce of care, patience, and creativity goes toward giving these girls the fullest lives possible. Pathological demand avoidance, PDA. PDA is a profile that falls under the autism spectrum. It's like autism's weird, rebellious little sibling who refuses to do what you tell them just because you told them to. It's not about being a jerk or lazy, but it's a deep, anxiety driven need to stay in control. Basically, PDA stands for pathological demand avoidance. And the pathological here means it's not just casual or occasional, but very serious and persistent. The demand means literally any kind of expectation, from please tie your shoes to can you answer this email, while avoidance means doing whatever it takes to dodge those demands. For someone with PDA, even the simplest request can feel like a full blown attack on their freedom. And when I say feel like an attack, I mean it triggers real survival level anxiety. Their nervous system treats can you brush your hair the same way it might treat run, there's a tiger. Because of this, they react creatively, dramatically, and often hilariously to escape the situation. Imagine asking a 5-year-old with PDA to put on their shoes. Instead of a simple no, you might get a whole Broadway production, pretending the shoes are cursed, suddenly becoming a cat who doesn't wear shoes, or launching into a full scale conversation about why humans should embrace barefoot living. Teens and adults with PDA don't grow out of it, they just get smoother. When asked to do something, they might forget, accidentally sabotage the task, or argue that it's an infringement on their civil rights. Their avoidance techniques can be so clever and creative that if it weren't so stressful for them, you'd almost want to give them a standing ovation. It's important to understand they aren't avoiding tasks because they're lazy, rude, or rebellious for fun. They're avoiding it because the feeling of being controlled causes intense emotional panic. However, people with PDA often don't fit the traditional picture of autism. Where many autistic individuals struggle with communication or shy away from social interaction, PDA folks can seem extremely social and talkative, sometimes even conventionally charming. They're often
Well,
described as social chameleons.
not the charming part.
Action, PDA folks can seem extremely social and talkative, sometimes even conventionally charming. They're often described as social chameleons, adapting to situations to avoid demands or maintain control. However, under the surface, they are managing enormous anxiety. Structures and rules, which usually help other autistic individuals feel safe, can actually make someone with PDA feel more trapped and trigger even stronger avoidance. Traditional parenting, teaching, or management styles, things like strict schedules, firm instructions, reward systems, often backfire hard with PDA individuals, leaving everyone frustrated and confused.
I know studying more what PDA means. I want to just ask a question. Do you think it's weird that if I can marry Luffy for life, isn't it? I want to ask. Is that weird? I know it's not. I'm just curious. Is that weird that I want to marry him? If it was possible, as in if he was real. And Dumbo, I know you would say that. Good, he's gone. Ah, finally he's leaving. See, I don't think it's something wrong to self-diagnose, especially if you're on the spectrum, because I feel this way all the time. I do. I can't just explain. I guess saying, let's just say, if someone is demanding me, oh, can you go? Can you basically get your ID and buy me weed? I had to go in more detail, right, and telling them the full story. That no, I cannot because, well, let's just say that my mother needs me for dinner and I gotta, I'm underage and whatnot. It's something like that, right? I'm not sure people without PDA do that. I still need to learn more about it. But let's just say that being demanded is, let's just say if you're asking me to do something, it does sometimes feel that you're yelling at me, kind of. No, Stolas, why did I block him? I want to screenshot all the messages. Ah! But do block someone impersonating my mother, though. Go ahead. No, it's too late now because the thing is, all of his messages are blocked. Damn it. That's all right. I don't know, Stolas. I don't know. I guess because people always thinking I'm a liar and are always trying to get proof on everything. Because I know a ton of YouTubers, they like to hide everything. I don't do that. I'm talking about even though I don't know if you could share it to me, but that means a lot. I'm only at my best when there are no demands and no expectations. Yeah. Lying to avoid tasks or make up for lapse in performance. Yeah. And but that's really tough of you to say that. No one ever would tell me I'm genuine. A lot of people, I can say that's so just because these other YouTubers, it's as though they're treated as angels with wings, as though from birth They have never done one bad incident in their lifetime, and I get jealous of them because people practically worship them by carving up stones out of them. It just bothers me a bit because I would love to have that experience as they do. I just want to say I do get jealous really easily. It's been like that since I was young, actually. Yeah, I want to say it's so funny how the Slade said that he wants to support me and even would love to see me react to the universe, and then supporting what Enla's doing. It's so funny how he's isn't that being passive aggressive? Honestly, it's so funny how that works. I wonder that's why he's gone sometimes because he's basically joining what Enla's doing. It's so funny how that works that way. I mean, I thought he was friendly this whole time now. Well, except for that one incident, but
You've probably had a cold sore. Annoying but harmless, right? Now imagine that virus skips your lips and goes straight through your brain. That's herpes simplex encephalitis, where the herpes virus stops playing dermatologist and starts playing demolition crew inside your skull. It starts subtle. First, there's fever, headache, maybe some confusion, but then it ramps up like it's trying to speed run brain damage. You might forget your own name, start seeing things that aren't there. Your speech slurs, your personality flips. It's like your brain suddenly downloaded a glitchy update from hell. And it gets even worse. This virus also loves your temporal lobes, the parts that handle memory and language. So while your body is lying in bed, your brain's over here deleting files and rearranging your internal monologue like a mad editor with no chill. It's rare, but when it hits, it hits. Without treatment, the mortality rate is around 70%. With treatment, it's still a medical emergency with lifelong side effects like memory loss, epilepsy, and personality shifts. Survivors often walk out of it feeling like a different version of themselves. Brain aneurysm. 1 minute you're walking around,
me
living your
too,
life,
Dumbo.
vibing. Then suddenly something
That
in
was
your brain
really
explodes.
that was really inappropriate.
That's basically what happens with a brain aneurysm, a condition where a blood vessel in your brain gets weak, like soft spot on a balloon weak, and starts to bulge. It's not always a big deal at first. Most of the time, it's just sitting there doing nothing, harmless, like that one app on your phone you never open. But if it bursts, that's when the real chaos hits. We're talking brain bleed, massive pressure, emergency room, maybe even death. There's no neon sign saying, hey, your brain is about to explode. Just vague headaches, blurry vision, maybe some neck pain. You could literally be mid Netflix binge and not know your blood vessel is planning mutiny. Also, it's often genetic. So you could be out here living clean, drinking kale smoothies while your brain quietly starts a mutiny. Sometimes it's caused by trauma, high blood pressure, or smoking, but sometimes it's just bad luck with the brain lottery. If it ruptures, survival is a coin toss. Even if you do survive, you're not always walking away sane. And if there's one thing that you really shouldn't walk away from, it's us. So if you love this video, hit the subscribe button for more. Thank you. Anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis. You wake up one day and your brain's not yours anymore. You're paranoid, hallucinating, maybe even speaking gibberish. Doctors think it's drugs or maybe a psychotic break. But plot twist, your immune system is the actual villain here. That's anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis, a brain disease that hits like a horror movie. It's what happens when your body decides your brain's communication centers look a little too suspicious and start attacking them. Specifically, the NMDA receptors, the ones in charge of memory, behavior, and, thinking straight. At first, it looks like a mental health crisis. You're anxious, confused, maybe you're hearing voices or talking in loops. And just when everyone thinks you're heading for a psychiatric hold, bam, seizures, catatonia. So now you also stop speaking and stop moving as your brain has also gone completely offline and nobody knows why. The terrifying part is that it often hits young, healthy people. Women in their teens and 20s are most affected, and it's so rare that many get misdiagnosed for weeks or months. Meanwhile, their brain is glitching like a corrupted hard drive. Korsakoff syndrome.
Sauce, thank you for that. That means a lot.
Up in a hospital bed. The doctor walks in and asks, "What year is it?" You smile and say, 1997, confidently. One problem, it's 2025. That's Korsakoff syndrome, a brain disorder that doesn't just mess with your memory, it bulldozes it. It's caused by a severe lack of vitamin B1, usually from years of alcohol abuse, but sometimes from starvation or chronic malnutrition. Your brain needs thiamine, like your phone needs a charger, because without it, the battery doesn't just die, it forgets it ever existed. The damage hits the brain's memory center, especially the thalamus and hippocampus. That means new memories would not be happening while old memories would be spotty at best. You might hold a conversation for 5 minutes, then repeat it again like it's brand new, over and over, like living in a glitching time loop. What's worse is you don't even realize you're forgetting. So your brain fills in the blanks with lies it thinks are true. It's called confabulation, basically creative storytelling meets neurological damage. People with Korsakoff's can seem totally normal at first glance. They'll chat, laugh, and recall stuff from years ago. But ask what they had for breakfast or if they even ate, and it's like the tape skips and the mind just unravels. Neurocysticercosis. You know what's worse than brain freeze? A brain parasite. Well, this is the nightmare known as neurocysticercosis, where your brain is literally under attack by a worm. Not a metaphor, an actual tapeworm from a pig. It starts innocently enough. They eat undercooked pork or accidentally ingest food contaminated with Tania solium eggs. Instead of hitting your stomach and digesting, the larvae go full Trojan horse, sneak into your bloodstream, and set up camp in your brain like it's a free Airbnb. Now, once they're in, your nervous system throws a tantrum, which results in seizures, headaches, nausea, confusion, and even psychosis. It's like your brain's trying to run Windows 95 while being DDoSed by spaghetti. What makes this so scary is that the freaking worm can actually lie dormant in your brain for years, and then suddenly decide to unleash neurological chaos. Doctors call it the most common parasitic brain infection worldwide. And in some parts of the globe, it's a leading cause of adult onset epilepsy. Yeah, that sacred pork taco just became a horror origin story. Treatment involves antiparasitics, steroids, and sometimes brain surgery. Locked in syndrome. Imagine being wide awake, totally conscious, but you can't move at all. You're not dreaming, you're not paralyzed in a nightmare, you're trapped inside your own body. That's locked in syndrome, a condition where your brain still works, your thoughts, memories, personality, all intact, but your body doesn't get the memo. It usually happens after a stroke or brainstem injury, specifically damage to the pons, a part of your brain that's basically the Wi-Fi router for movement. When that goes out, your muscles ghost you. The only thing left is eye movement. That's it. You communicate with blinks, Morse code by eyelash. In fact, doctors used to think these patients were in comas, vegetating, gone. Meanwhile, the person inside was screaming, "I'm still here!" It took advanced brain scans and patient blink spelling bees to prove they were alive and aware. It was like being in a room with no doors, watching the world go on without you. Family, friends, life, and all you can do is think about it. Pandas. One day, your kid's totally fine, but the next, they're having wild mood swings, anxiety out of.
Pandas. That's a weird name for a condition.
Tools and even full-on tics. It literally looks like a personality transplant, but it's not puberty. It's not drama. It might be pandas, short for pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococcal infections. Yeah, that's a mouthful, but here's the rundown. Strep throat breaks into the immune system, steals the keys, and crashes straight into the brain. Normally, your immune system fights bacteria. Cool, love that. But with pandas, it gets a little too excited. It attacks the strep and accidentally starts attacking the brain, specifically the basal ganglia, which handles things like movement and emotion. This results in a kid who suddenly develops severe anxiety, intrusive thoughts, rage outbursts, or compulsive behavior seemingly overnight. It mostly looks like a mental health issue, so right into the brain. Normally, your immune system fights bacteria. Cool, love that. But with pandas, it gets a little too excited. It attacks the strep and accidentally starts attacking the brain, specifically the basal ganglia, which handles things like movement and emotion. This results in a kid who suddenly develops severe anxiety, intrusive thoughts, rage outbursts, or compulsive behavior seemingly overnight. It mostly looks like a mental health issue, so parents get sent to therapists, not neurologists. Meanwhile, the real villain, the rogue immune response, keeps doing damage. The trigger is usually a strep infection, but there's also a sibling disorder, PANS, which can be triggered by any infection or even environmental toxins. Treatment includes antibiotics, steroids, maybe even IVIG to basically hard reset your immune system. The earlier it's caught, the better. Temporal lobe epilepsy. Sometimes your brain just blanks. You're mid sentence, then suddenly you're staring at the wall like a loading screen. Or you feel like you've been here before, but you haven't. Or you randomly smell smoke, but nothing's burning. That's not just zoning out, that could be temporal lobe epilepsy, a brain condition where tiny seizures mess with your emotions, memory, and sense of reality. It happens in the temporal lobe, the part of your brain that handles memory, feelings, and understanding what's going on around you. When this area misfires, you get weird side effects. Deja vu, fear out of nowhere, hallucinations, zoning out, or acting confused without realizing it. And here's the thing, these seizures aren't always the big dramatic kind you see on TV. A lot of them are small, sneaky, and easy to miss. You might just freeze up or do something repetitive like lip smacking or blinking fast. You might not even know it happened until someone tells you later. TLE can be caused by brain injuries, infections, genetics, or no clear reason at all. It's chronic, which means it doesn't just go away. Some people can manage it with meds, others might need surgery, but either way, it's not just an occasional brain blip. It's a recurring glitch that can affect your whole life. Wernicke's encephalopathy. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you're there? Now imagine doing that constantly while also stumbling like you're 3 tequila shots deep and struggling to move your eyes in a straight line. That's Wernicke's encephalopathy, a brain breakdown caused not by trauma, but by a lack of vitamin B1. Yep, a vitamin deficiency. Your brain is basically short circuiting because it's missing a molecule that sounds like it should come from a gummy bear. It hits hard and fast. And the classic signs are confusion, wobbly walking, and weird eye movements. That's the cursed trio. If your brain were a phone, Wernicke's is like having 5% battery, no charger, and all your apps crashing at once. Most commonly, it's
No. Why are you yelling at me? Why? It feels like you're yelling at me, like everyone else. Okay, just tell me that it's okay that Endless harassing me. Just tell me, okay? Just tell me. I don't know. I appreciate you sharing the info, but I feel that Dumbo's the only one I care for. Just tell me. Are you? You know what? So you're losing purpose to being a mod. You're demanding me. You're demanding me. Stop it. Stop yelling at me, please. And not to mention, you're British. So you know what? Fuck your country then. Okay? Honestly. Do not fucking yell at me like that. You're black trash. No, he did. He needs to keep his fucking mouth shut. He didn't say anything. It's so funny when I brought up the cartoon character. Apparently, he's allowed to basically have Yen Tun and Lizzie Ho harassing me. You know, not to mention, you forced me to stay up. You're fucking annoying, British prick. Not to mention, you keep demanding me to look up. You're fucking annoying. Go bang your fucking husband while you're at it, you buy piece of crap. You know, I'm gonna make a video about him. He's basically he's allowing Enla to attack me. He is. He's not allowed to sleep. No. No. You know, I hope he you know, I wish he lost his dog already. British freak. No, he said what it makes me happy. He's fucking annoying me. He's harassing me. I want him gone. He's losing. He's not being a mod anymore. I'm still gonna screenshot all of the messages stuff, but I don't know if I could trust him anymore. He wants to have a fucking attitude. He's like Arts. He just doesn't want to tell me. So you know what? He's not a mod anymore. He lost it. He's demanding me. He doesn't know anything about autism. And you know what? His sister doesn't know about autism either. By freak. Is this what he enjoys? Seriously, this person's fucking harassing me. He's shaking his head and laughing. I hope his sister gets run over. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Stolas, you are a fucking predator yourself. I know he's not fucking tired. I swear. I hope he breaks his fucking leg. The funny thing is, Stolas didn't even like the live stream until I told him. He's a fucking lost cause. I don't want him here anymore. I don't. He makes me uncomfortable. He does. I just want his info. He can get out away from me. He basically does support Anli. If he was so supportive, he wouldn't give me a fucking attitude. He doesn't know anything about autism. He doesn't. He doesn't respect asexuals. He probably wanted to fucking rape me. tell me good night. No, I wish I could just. I wish someone could slam his face on the door. Like, no, he's not allowed to go to sleep. He fucking forces me to be awake. Why is he here? Not to mention, he doesn't care how you feel. He's a fucking selfish prick. I see. From now on, Stolas is, if he comes here, he's harassing me. Yeah, it was rude. He's British. He doesn't fucking have a damn functional brain. He's black as well. Black British people don't fucking have hearts. If so, I will call number one on him. I don't want him here. I'm gonna make sure to tag him and have people basically report him. In fact, I don't trust anyone anymore. Yeah, I did. He doesn't have the privilege. If he comes back, he's harassing me. He should have told me about this stuff sooner. He didn't. He's probably laughing right now. I hope his boyfriend fucking chokes him into sleep. I swear, I think he's a threat. I think he is. But that means a lot. Stoll should have done the same. He didn't. You know, I was kind of glad he got yelled at because, you know what? I don't care if he's depressed or whatever. He done this himself. If he basically told me about this stuff sooner. This is why I had to lash out at people because, you know what? They know they can take advantage of me like he is. It's so funny. He's like he's the man's good night. He could have some more emotion to it. It's not my fucking fault you're tired. You want to kiss me up? Honestly, I hope your boyfriend fucking dies. I hope he dies on a car accident. Literally, British fucking freak. I hope you don't come here. I hope he sees this. I hope that something happens to him. Someone basically breaks his damn head. I can't trust anyone. I'm glad I have the info. No, he's fucking worthless to me. I would have fucking cancer than him being around me. And he needs to change that fucking profile picture. Exactly, Dumbbell. I feel like you're the only person I could trust right now. I'm just gonna you know what? Since I'm gonna take advantage of, I'll just take advantage of him for the info. That's it. He's just black, worthless flesh. Then, since that's what since he wants to treat me that way, he doesn't know anything about my autism at all. He needs to, you know what? You know what? I'll just say this. I'll give him one more opportunity. He needs to earn it back. If he doesn't fucking demand me again, you know what? I'm disappointed. He could have told me about this sooner. He could have. He didn't. I feel like at the same time he's protecting them. He's the informer. That's it. hate when people are so demanding. God, at least the other YouTubers are treated much more kinder. I see why he said, yeah, maybe that's why, because maybe he is a jerk of me knowing it. I don't know if I could trust him right now. I don't know. My brain is telling me I shouldn't. It'd be nice if he told me sooner, instead of just watching all the time. It's something people wonder why they don't care to when I get my channel. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I feel like he is demanding me. I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes he does get a little bit snobbyish. I barely ate anything at all today. I'm too stressed out to eat. I'm gonna do another live stream. I'm gonna tag all these users to see if they care or not. I don't think they do. And I don't want to blame them for my self-harm because I feel like they're part of this. Well, you know what? They should. If they want to force me to be up, I feel like no. I don't think he's allowed to sleep. I swear. I hope. Maybe I was glad that his dog was gone then. So you know how I feel. Yeah, I feel like he's probably not telling the truth or something. I'm gonna restart this. I'm gonna just put their names up and saying, do you care or not? I'm gonna have to because this is too much for my health. I'm just gonna, I think I should just use him. Ah. Okay, I know Solas did care. I thought he didn't. I just noticed said imagine how Dion's feeling. I thought he didn't care. It's hard to tell sometimes, honestly, because the way that people type in their words, if they don't sound really sweet, that's how they talk. I don't know. I feel Solas has to earn it back. Okay, I want to know if he really does care, though. I need to know. It sucks I can't scroll up any further, though. So as Ibericitas, I have to think. Okay, I appreciate you being kind and all, but my brain tells me maybe because I thought you were being demanding. I don't know. All right, that's not him. That's not him. Oh, as if that person. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I noticed they did. Oh my goodness. Why does he keep telling me to dance for him? Demo, let me just start with the live stream. I'm so sorry that this is so late. I'll give it another opportunity. Damn it, it froze. That took too long. Shoot.
There are guards at the gates, scouts on the walls, everyone trained to spot and destroy the guard's uniform. Smiling, waving, that's HIV. Human and HIV is a massive flu. It plays chess. It quietly infects your CD